The ballroom sparkled like a damn movie set. Chandeliers dripping gold, roses everywhere, champagne so crisp it hurt my teeth. 200 guests dressed like Vogue ads. And at the center of it all stood my twin sister, Olivia. Perfect hair, perfect tan, perfect teeth. To everyone here, she was the bride of the century. To me, she was a credit card thief in white lace. I'm Vanessa, the other twin, the one who worked 2 jobs, budgeted for gas, and got laughed out of a bank because my credit score looked like a crime scene. Olivia trashed it, maxed cards in my name, and built her whole luxury Instagram queen life on my ruined paper trail. Every bag, every trip, every glass of Roop Chop champagne she posted was billed to me. So yeah, when the DJ handed me the mic for my toast, I didn't hesitate. "To my beautiful sister," I began, smiling sweetly. "The woman who proved you don't need a career when you've got a good credit score, just not your own." The room tittered. Brandon, her groom, shifted in his chair. Olivia's smile cracked like old porcelain. I raised my glass. "Here's to the handbags, the spa weekends, the Peloton, and that condo in Scottsdale she swore she bought herself. Funny thing is, I've been paying for all of it." Gasps rolled through the room like thunder. Phones slipped out of purses. Brandon's mother froze mid-sip. I leaned into the mic, calm as a priest. "So cheers, sis. May your marriage last longer than your credit limit." And I drank while her perfect little world caught fire. When I said, "Here's to Olivia, the woman who proved you don't need a career when you've got a good credit score, just not your own," the room froze. A couple of idiots chuckled like it was a roast. Olivia shot me that porcelain smile she uses on Instagram. All teeth, no soul. She chirped, voice tight, "Olivia loves her jokes." "Yeah, hilarious," I said into the mic, "like when I got laughed out of a bank because my credit score was so bad the loan officer thought I'd filed bankruptcy. Turns out it was just my twin sister treating my identity like her personal fucking piggy bank." Gasps, fork clinks, someone dropped a bread roll. I looked straight at Olivia. "Remember, Liv? You maxed out 3 cards in my name for a shopping spree in Scottsdale. Louis Vuitton, Cartier, Bloomingdale's, all posted online with captions like, 'Hard work pays off.' Meanwhile, I was living off ramen and waiting tables because collectors wouldn't stop calling me a deadbeat." The crowd rippled. Brandon shifted, frown digging lines into his forehead. My voice cracked with laughter, bitter and sharp. "Do you know what it's like to have a fucking debt collector call your boss at lunch? To stand at a pharmacy counter with antibiotics in your hand and have your card decline so loud the cashier looks at you like you're trash?" Olivia knew exactly what she was doing. She smiled at me and said, "Relax, credit's just numbers. They'll forget." I let that sit. Guests leaned forward like they couldn't decide if I was unraveling or about to rewrite the whole wedding. "Sweetheart," Patricia, our mother, hissed from her seat, pearls trembling against her chest, "this isn't the place." I didn't even look at her. "Not the place, Mom?" She made sure I couldn't rent a 1-bedroom with carpet older than God. She stole my life and then had the balls to flaunt it on Instagram like she's some girl boss queen. And you bought it. You reposted her bullshit, bragged about her career. What career? Fraud with good lighting? Nervous laughter. A bridesmaid choked on her champagne. I straightened my back and turned toward Brandon, who was staring at me like I'd just pulled the fire alarm. "You think she built this fairytale wedding on her success? Try my fucking credit score. Try years of bills I didn't make. Try me crying on my bathroom floor while she bought a Peloton in my name." Olivia snapped then, hissing into the mic like she thought no one could hear. You're pathetic. You've always been jealous. This is just you trying to ruin me because you'll never be me. I laughed, loud, ugly, cathartic. Jealous of what? A fake Instagram life and a mountain of unpaid bills? No, Olivia, I'm not jealous. I'm fucking done. And I raised my glass again, calm as ever, so here's my real toast to Olivia, the bride who built her empire on lies. May this marriage last longer than her last credit card cycle. And I drank, while the whole ballroom stared at their perfect little princess like they'd never seen her before.
Brandon stood up so fast his chair screeched across the marble floor. His tux fit him like it was tailored to a better man. Broad shoulders, clean jawline, the kind of guy who usually looks unshakable. Not today. His eyes flicked between me and Olivia, a storm building. His lips pressed so tight they went white. "Olivia," he said, voice clipped, sharp enough to cut the damn wedding cake. "Tell me she's lying." Every head turned. Olivia's veil shimmered in the light, her face still frozen in that pageant smile. But her eyes, they were wild. Her lashes fluttered like she was waiting for someone to save her. "She's unstable," Olivia hissed, voice dripping venom. "Vanessa's always been jealous. Everyone knows it. This is her pathetic way of trying to ruin my day." I leaned into the mic, steady as a sniper. "Oh, I'm jealous, all right. Jealous that you got to prance around on Instagram posting #girlboss while I was fighting off fucking debt collectors at 2 a.m. Jealous you got to sip rooftop champagne while I was begging my landlord not to kick me out because of your unpaid bills." Gasps rolled through the room like thunder. A bridesmaid clutched her bouquet so tight petals snapped off and floated to the carpet. One of the groomsmen muttered, "Holy shit," under his breath. Brandon's mother, in navy silk, narrowed her eyes, sharp and cold, the kind of woman who's been waiting years to say, "I knew she wasn't good enough." She whispered something to her husband, and his jaw set like a steel trap. "Unstable?" I barked a laugh, bitterness dripping off every syllable. Was I unstable when your Nordstrom bill showed up at my apartment, or when Amex called me about charges from Saint-Tropez, which, by the way, I've never fucking been to? Or maybe I was unstable when I found out you used my name to lease the car you're still driving? Olivia's smile snapped. Her teeth clenched so hard I thought her veneers might crack. "Shut the fuck up," she hissed, too quiet for anyone but me to hear. I didn't. I turned, microphone in hand, toward the guests. "See, Olivia loves to brag about her career, about her clients, her brand deals, her hustle. Let me translate. Her job is swiping my credit card and posting selfies with the shit she bought. Every designer bag she flashed online, mine. Every spa weekend, mine. That condo in Scottsdale she bragged about, denied because my credit was already a dumpster fire." The room buzzed, people whispering, pulling out their phones like receipts might fall from the ceiling. Brandon slammed his palm against the table, rattling the champagne flutes. "Is this true?" His voice cracked, not with nerves, with rage. "Did you build all of this?" He gestured at the flowers, the chandeliers, the goddamn orchestra on her life. Olivia's mascaraed eyes widened, tears brimming, face shifting into victim mode like she'd practiced in the mirror. "Baby, no, she's twisting it. You know how she is." "Enough," I snapped, voice echoing against the chandeliers. Don't you fucking dare gaslight me in front of 200 people. You ruined my credit. You ruined my life. And now, in front of your brand new in-laws, I'm returning the favor. I lifted my glass again, calm, almost cheerful. "So cheers, Liv. May your marriage outlast your next payment plan." And I drank, slow, deliberate. The ballroom erupted. Gasps, whispers, a bridesmaid crying into her bouquet. Brandon's mother stood, fury blazing in her eyes. Patricia looked like she wanted the floor to swallow her whole. And Olivia, she sat frozen, her perfect Instagram life crumbling in real time, mascara bleeding down her cheeks like black confetti.
This sound in that ballroom was chaos bottled.
Whispers, gasps, forks clinking nervously against china, chairs scraping. It was like 200 people had just realized they bought tickets to a horror show instead of a wedding. Olivia sat rigid in her throne of lace, mascara dripping down her cheeks in streaks that made her look less like a bride and more like a raccoon in Dior. She kept darting her eyes between me and Brandon, like she could hold the dam together with eyeliner and fake tears. Brandon? He was pacing, hands in his hair, face red, tucks wrinkling with every agitated step. He looked like a groom in a soap opera right before he screams, "The wedding is off!" at the priest. And me? I stood there, champagne in hand, smiling like I had just solved world hunger, because what came next wasn't just payback, it was the jugular. "Shall I continue?" I asked sweetly, tapping the mic like it was a gavel. "We've covered the handbags, the spa weekends, the designer shoes, the condo application. But dear guests, we've saved the best for last." The room leaned in, 200 overdressed vultures circling. Olivia shot to her feet, veil bouncing, bouquet trembling in her fist. "Olivia, I swear to God, God's busy, but don't worry, sis, I've got time." I turned to Brandon and my voice dropped just enough to make it land like a whisper in every guest's ear. "Did she tell you about the apartment in downtown Phoenix she rented under my name? The one she used as her work loft?" Brandon froze. "What apartment?" Olivia's lips trembled. "Baby, yeah, the one where she was meeting some guy twice a week, bought him watches, paid for his Vegas trip, all with my ruined credit." I didn't think much of it until I got the past due notices for the rent she skipped out on. Guess who the landlord called? Not her, me. I'm the one who got threatened with eviction for a place I never lived in. Gasps cracked through the room. Brandon's father muttered, "Jesus Christ," under his breath. His mother sat bolt upright like her spine was wired to a car battery. Brandon turned on Olivia, eyes wild. "Is it true?" His voice was low, dangerous. She shook her head furiously, tears streaking. "No, she's making this up!" I laughed, sharp and bitter. "Making it up? Honey, you forgot the utilities. SRP hounded me for 3 months about your fucking power bill. Unless ghosts were running up your electricity, you were very much living there." The bridesmaids shifted uncomfortably, one of them mouthing, "Oh my God," like a prayer. The groomsmen looked at each other, half horrified, half entertained, the way men do when drama finally isn't about them. Olivia clutched Brandon's arm, mascara-stained fingers digging into his sleeve. "Babe, listen to me!" He yanked away like she had burned him. "Don't fucking touch me!" His voice cracked like a whip. And just like that, the fairy tale cracked. Not in whispers, not in sideways glances, but in front of everyone. The bride exposed, the groom broken, the family humiliated. I raised my glass again, savoring the silence that followed. "So, here's my final toast. To Olivia, may your lies rot faster than your bouquet." I drained the champagne in one long swallow and set the glass down with a soft clink. The ballroom didn't applaud, it didn't even breathe. It just stared, wide-eyed at the perfect Instagram bride whose empire had crumbled in 15 minutes flat.
So, dear listener, what would you have done if your own twin stole your life and then threw a 6-figure wedding to brag about it? Would you clap politely or grab the mic like I did? Tell me in the comments. Hit like if you think justice tastes better with champagne. Subscribe for more stories of betrayal, revenge, and the sweet sound of karma at the altar.